Party all night is the best of the best friend weekend. We can party all night is the best of the best friend weekend. We can party all night. Shout out the whole podcast crew. Everybody already know what it do. When you really gotta kill it, ain't nobody gonna feel it. When you really gotta tell them it's my crew. It's best friend weekend. We can party all night. We got Rog Smuve and Los. Rumble Aldo NICE is the uncle.
It's a tough time to be black, y'all. But I mean, what's new? If you're from the South, hurricane season is upon us. If you're just any old black American, that pandemic ain't been nothing nice. The unemployment rates has been the highest since the Depression era, the Great Depression. It's really like not a nice time for the bullshit. And per usual, if you're a black American, when it's bad for everybody else, you feel the brunt even more. And with this just brings me to my next point, man. Long live George Floyd. I kept myself away from all the tabloids, all the videos, but as of this past weekend, you couldn't turn around and just not get in tune with it. Generally, I'm a real one, a real black one, not integrated till the age of 18. I'm really with that shit. But yeah, man, that shit is messed up. George Floyd got slayed. Literally slayed. Long live him. But the thing that I'm taking away the most that's just so sickening and upsetting is white people saying that this was the straw damn near that broke the camel's back. I'm seeing a lot of verbiage from my white comrades talking about like, damn, I hate that the fact that this had to happen for me to open up my eyes, or now I'm finally opening up my eyes. But it's kind of like, damn, bro, this shit ain't new. That's the main reason, like doubling back to why I did not want to get too invested into this from Jump Street. Because this ain't nothing new. Alton Sterling, Philando Castile, that shit broke my little heart about, 2016? And then just from that point on, I'm like, man, I can't get too invested into this. This just messed me up. But there are countless other names. But the main thing I'm hinging my opinion on is just the fact that this is having a lot of, like, white comrades, white people just opening their eyes. But this ain't nothing new. And the simple fact, side note, if you're more upset with the rioting than the actual death, the loss of life, you got some, like, way more to do. Soul searching.
I say, whoa, welcome to the Best Friend Weekend Podcast. It's your man Aldo NICE.
It's your boy Rog Smuve.
Wow, it's your boy Los, a.k.a. C.A.P.
Hey, man, Rumble is speaking honestly. And when he say not integrated until, 18 years old, let me give you a little backstory. That just means Rumble went to, like, all black schools up until he was graduated high school. Yeah. And then he started kind of getting into the integrated thing. So I can understand where he coming from there when he say he a little real in that sense. Mm-hmm. But no, it's a real sentiment that a lot of people coming out like, man, this is the one. Yeah. You never knew it was gonna be the one. I don't know why Trayvon Martin wasn't the one. I don't know why Mike Brown wasn't the one. Honestly, I don't know why Walter Scott wasn't the one. Yeah. But
I mean, I think I know because it's when you're watching that video, it's clear cut. You know what I mean? I think, if you're not looking for it or you haven't been through things, people can find arguments about, well, he should have did this, he should have did that, he should have did this, he should have did that. This one was, man, on the ground, getting knelt on until he died. You actually watch that man die in front of your eyes.
I don't know if I'm saying I agree with you, Los, but I'm saying I agree with what you just said. But I wanna say this. So, like Los said, the other ones I had my skepticism. Like I was hesitant to hop on the movement. I really was for a while. And then they started happening again. And to be honest with you, I know I might be late to the party or whatever you want to call it. But this one, for sure, no matter who it pisses off, was the one that not only like opened my eyes and made me full-fledged on the movement, but it also like added to every single other one. Like, so like this happened, and then every single other one was, I don't give a fuck what happened wrong to me. Like that, but I didn't look at it at the time. Yeah. But now that's how I look back at it.
And I understand people wanting to give people they know or people with differing opinions the benefit of the doubt. To be like, Yeah, I get it. And it's and the way Los just said it makes a bunch of sense. When you shoot somebody, and like when we had this interview with Officer Friendly last week, go check that out if you're not already on our YouTube
dope.
shit.
It's
It's
dope.
like it's taking off.
Best Friend Weekend YouTube.
And we definitely quick plug. We need all of y'all to go follow our Best Friend
Everybody who
Weekend
listens
YouTube.
about
It's
it.
a lot of dope shit happening on there. You need to be on there. But Officer Friendly said it in a way that's like, I can't wait for somebody to pull their gun and up their gun at me. I gotta shoot first. Like I gotta go home to my family. Yeah. So when it's split decision things like that with a gun, I can understand how people can feel maybe somebody did this, maybe this should have happened, maybe that didn't. This wasn't that. This is almost as bad as like putting your hands around his neck and choking him out. Like it's just as bad. It's you squeezed the life out of that man.
I think what makes
you had a lot of time to change your mind. But
it was
what makes
evident.
it the same. What makes it even worse, the same or worse in my light is that he stayed on that man's neck for 8 minutes and 45 seconds. For 9 minutes, you stayed on his neck. Like that's the exact same thing as taking your hands and choking him. That's the exact same thing as hanging him.
We've already been down that rabbit hole. I think the thing for me with all the other ones is just I think you got to practice. Like we talk with Officer Friendly, not to keep harping back on that, but you got to understand how to talk to people and know when people are real threats. And if you're in handcuffs and it's 3 of us, 4 of us out there, you're not a real threat at this moment. Now, if you want to have your knees back so he can't get up and run or whatever, because we've seen that happen before, okay. But he literally could move his knee a little further back. But with the other shootings, they still just as unjust as this one to me. I just think that this one is clear cut and it's nothing around. You can't argue this one at all. I think this one. That's why this one hits so hard.
And it's timing. Like we all at the house. It's coronavirus. Nobody in these streets. Everybody. Well, people starting to integrate in these streets, but everybody's watching. The whole nation is watching, and people got time to protest. Yeah, people got time to get out there and show their disgust. And it's like, what we on right now as we recording is like day 9 of the protest. It's gonna be day 20 of these protests, man. This stuff I don't see it slowing down.
I mean, it was Tuesday at 3:00, and Houston had 60,000 people downtown.
The reality of it is, and maybe we'll get to this as well. But if Derek Chauvin don't go to jail for some time, if he get off, it's gonna be some more protesting to be done.
I think it's gonna be more than protesting. Yeah.
That's worse than Rodney King, my nigga.
Yeah, it's gonna be more protest. It's gonna be a different animal then.
Let's start the podcast by saying this, man. One time for Rumble, but let's start the podcast by saying this, man. I want to shout out all of my white allies who then came out this week. Yeah. And whether we think it's finally you're doing it or whatever. After the last podcast, one time for Jordan Ohms, who got out there and marched with us this week.
I saw him, yeah. He was out there. And he tried to help somebody as well, too. Yeah, Jordan was...
one time for Jordan Ohms. He was on the podcast. If you ever want to go listen to the episode, Get a Drummer Some. That was on Best Friend Weekend. Harley Davidson reached out, had a lot of words, just talking about his thing. My girl I graduated with, Kat Rito. She's a lawyer in the New Orleans area. Just kind of really hit me up and was giving me her take on the legal system and how she doesn't believe in capital punishment, but like this particular instance was one that's like how can you miss this? Cody Bork, a dude from New Iberia, really just hopped on it and really gave me the feedback. CNH,
shout out,
and Jessica.
Yeah,
I mean the people who really didn't hit the inbox and said, "Listen, I listen to what y'all doing. I listened to the episode. I listened to the thing, and I feel you, and I'm with you, and I hear what you're talking about. So live it. You know what I'm saying? Don't just say it. Live it. Yeah. But the fact is, that's a great step. It's not always that you have to do a bunch, but you got to understand. And I think that some people really are showing me that they understand. Even a girl that I graduated with, Amanda Shackelford. I'm just throwing out names of people like
shout out HPD police chief.
But I got issues with Joe Acevedo, whatever his name is. He did some stuff in the past, so I'm not gonna throw him in my white allies group as
Hispanic.
But I'm just gonna say it like this: I saw this online, so this is not an original thought, but it's one of the realest lines I ever heard. To all the white folks that we didn't invite into the cookout, quote unquote, this is the cookout. This is the cookout. We invited you. This the shit. Come on out. And if you're not coming out now, then shit, you didn't miss the train, man. I mean, anything y'all got to add to that?
I mean, I think for me, it doesn't stop here. It doesn't stop with protesting and marching the streets. I think come November, I think that's when it's really going to hit home. That's when we're really going to be able to make some real change. And I just don't, I don't like us, like me and Al was talking on the way to the protest, because we attended, we were just talking like, okay, what's our plan? You know what I mean? Not even just black, just what part can me and him, what we could do? You know what I mean? What is our plan? What are we going to do next? After this, what's next? So we got to find out what's next. And I think our what's next, part of it is in them voting booths, man, finding out. And I told myself I'm going to be more assertive with, especially my local elections, and who what their agenda is, and those type of things.
It may be a time that we need to run our own candidates in a sense of Aldo NICE, Carlos Pearson, C.A.P, Alan Hetwine might need to start being on school boards and city councils and aldermans, and we need to maybe start looking at that kind of thing, because it's real. We need representations from people who actually can see both sides, but actually have the best interest of our people in mind. And I'm just talking about in the Houston area.
Yeah, and we do the ground. We've done the groundwork for years in one of the toughest neighborhoods in Houston. We have boys clubs. We've taken kids who never left A-Leaf. And we branched them out. So you're not wrong when you're right, my brother. Just what's next for us? That's what I've been pondering on the last couple of days, especially leaving that protest. Mm-hmm. Like what's next? And we have parents who on the front line.
We're gonna get to the protest. We're definitely gonna get to the protest. What I'm gonna say is this: that we're gonna try to have what my partner Jordan referred to as a highbrow conversation. And he said, what's crazy is me and him went back and forth when he listened to the pod last week about, do you think that black people can't be racist? And he was talking about all kind of stuff. Like, it's a white man who's having these conversations with me. And he's like, I feel comfortable having that conversation with you just because I want to understand your point of view. Mm-hmm. And he like, what sucks is that we having a highbrow, higher level thinking conversation about this. And some people are still like, don't, law and order and whatever. Like, the meme that we've been seeing a lot. If you see somebody say, killing George Floyd was bad, but what about those riots? As opposed to saying, those riots are bad, but what about George Floyd? You're prioritizing the wrong thing. Yeah. Like the fact that everybody's not there yet. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We're going to try to talk about some nuanced things. Some things might sound like conspiracy theories, whatever, but we're going to give our thoughts on this podcast. I'm not going to let us dig too deep into rehashing the same conversation. We all know George Floyd's situation was horrible.
R.I.P. my boy.
You know what I'm saying? Third ward legend. And we're gonna talk about some things, man. So let's just talk. I mean, and I'm gonna start it off the way we always start off. Let me let you know some things that burned my Boudin this week. Off brand, but on brand like a motherfucker. The first thing that burned my Boudin this week is listen, man. Little plastic things on the end of the bag of bread instead of the twist daddies.
I don't like them either.
They burn my Boudin.
I want to twist it. I know it's sealed in.
I don't know the little plastic thing. You gotta kind of angle it on there and just sit it on there.
Because once you just pop it on there, it's already open.
I feel like it's more plastic that's gonna kill turtles in the ocean.
No, it's already had a baby.
I feel like we need to come up with a better option for bread. Like, because what I personally do is I don't even put, no matter what you give me, I don't put it back. I always spin it, like spin the bread bag, and then just tuck it under the bread.
You a Tucker?
Put it in my.
Oh, okay.
You a Chris Tucker?
Go ahead, Tucker
PJ Tucker.
PJ.
Tucker the young man.
Yeah.
Candyland.
Yeah. So that's what I do, but I don't see why bread can't have like a Ziploc on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel, when you go to the grocery store and you get
Ziploc
like
bread,
sandwich meat,
blurt that out
in like this cheap ass.
No, stop, Raj. Stop. You're talking too much.
That's enough.
Best friend weekend bread with the Ziploc. We don't need to say no more. Say less.
Ziploc bread.
Say less.
That's enough of that, Raj.
Best bread weekend.
No, just best bread holder. Weekend.
I'm just listen. Stop, Raj. We're going to another what burns my Boudin because that is already stop.
That's the best one you
patented. Patent Bureau.
I already put something in.
Let's just be quiet. Let's just be quiet. So another thing that burned my Boudin this week is awkward little situations with your friends where friends meet money. That burns my boudin. So let me give you a little context. I was hanging out with Gramstar and my cousin Ash this weekend. And we was over there by Ash's house, and Gramstar got this new glass hookah. And I was setting it up to do something, and I almost dropped it. And I was like, damn, if I broke his hookah, would I have to buy him another one? And it was like this whole talk began this whole talk about how you don't know what's the... like, okay, so let me give you a couple scenarios. If you say, hey, look, I'm drunk, you drive my car. Mm-hmm. And you in the passenger and I'm driving, and I get in a wreck. Do I have to pay for your car damages?
Ooh. You gotta give me $250.
I mean, I feel like we gotta put it on your insurance.
But you was drunk. I'm doing you a favor by driving your car.
Me a solid, huh?
I'm doing you a solid.
But if I'm drunk, you probably drunk too.
That's very possible. But yet and still,
you're the lesser of the drunks.
It's awkward.
I think that's real. I think if you are completely sober, you was at the movies, mm-hmm. and I went out and I said, Al, come pick me up. And you got Los with you, and Los take your car and you drive my car, and you're completely sober. Then no. But if we all out and I'm drunk and and you just kind of drunk and you wreck my car, then I think you gotta. Yeah, I think so.
Oh no, since you put it like that, if I'm drunk, I gotta pay my own damages because I should have been able to operate the car myself.
Oh, you should have called a real Uber instead of like a friend Uber, nigga. A Fruba.
No, yeah. I'm not saying. I'm saying if we out together, and you like give me the keys.
Oh, if I'm like give me the keys,
give me the keys. I'ma drive or.
But I'm trying to protect
Al, can you drive my car or whatever it is? It could be either way. And you drunk and you wreck my car, then yeah.
Okay, whatever. Just go half on me with the car.
No. So it's a half that.
Just go half on me.
What if I'd have dropped Tim hookah like I was talking about?
How much was the hookah?
Let's say it was $125.
Of course, you have to pay for the hookah.
Pay for that because you dropped it.
If it's $300, you got to pay for the hookah.
You got to pay for it because you dropped it.
Who told him to be bringing his hookah outside his house?
Niggas who
and it was at his house?
If I drop, no, it wasn't. But if I was, Tim Gramstar was bringing a hookah in a suitcase. Let's talk about things that burn my boot. But no, I'm saying, I guess I am right. I would have had to pay for that. But we started thinking about other things. Like, for instance, one of the homeboys backed into my car on the Super Bowl. And when he did that, he paid for it.
Yeah, he's supposed to.
Like, but it's kind of weird. It's awkward to be like telling your friends, hey, bro, so I'm going to need that.
Yeah, because it's a timetable. I'm trying to get my car fixed tomorrow. So, hey, go on. And it just, if you don't have it, say, hey, I ain't got it right now. I can give you this or whatever.
Ever since Venmo and Cash App and all of that stuff came about, there's pretty much no reason for you not to give me my money right now.
But if you don't got it, what if you don't
some people ain't got it. Like, if it's $800, you ain't got it.
Ain't got $800 right then and there, right?
I mean, we need to talk then. We need to keep a clear line of communication.
I'm not saying one time for the one time. My partner who ran into my car, he paid in full. Yeah. No disrespect. He did his thing. But just those situations be awkward because it's like, damn, I don't want to be hitting my friend up. If it's somebody I don't know, I'm going to your insurance. I'm doing whatever I need to do.
I might have to put you on autopay. I might have to put you on autopay just so I know I'm getting
child support.
We got to come up with something.
I'm going to put you on child support.
On payback support.
Yeah, garnish. You know, I'll put you on the side of my plate that you're not gonna eat. Garnish.
That boy is stupid.
That boy said Garnish. My favorite player for the Celtics, Kevin Garnish. Okay. Don't do it. We're not gonna keep doing it. Stop. Before y'all even.
I'm not doing no 2 hours with y'all today. Tell you that right now. Not doing 2 hours with y'all. We've been 2 hours like the last 4-5 weeks. I'm not doing today.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do it, but I left just a little bit. Like I'm not all the way gone, but I'm gone-ish.
Gone.
Hey man, stop it right now.
I'm stop. We will stop. We'll stop. Nobody wants to do this.
Pushing forward.
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Nobody wants to do this.
You got one in your head.
I do, but I'm gonna keep it to myself.
That's why you talking.
The last thing that burns my Buddha this week is, and this is let's get back into the real shit. It's not knowing the protest rules. Tuesday morning, yesterday morning, we were recording on Wednesday. I woke up and people was like blackout, and we going right into it. Blackout. And I was like, hold up. I thought George Floyd family, I thought he was getting buried next week, and we were supposed to not like buy nothing on some day. Mm-hmm. And then I'm looking at the shit, and it's like, no, we blacking out today, meaning put a black thing on your social media, and you can't. And what was the rules? Do you even remember the rules? I didn't.
I didn't know the rules from the jump.
I saw it was like, don't go to YouTube.
Yeah.
And don't stream music.
It started with music though. It started in the music industry.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it started in the music industry, and it kind of trickled down to everything else. Because on my Apple Music, it wouldn't let you pick. You had to go and actually search what you wanted to listen to. Because if you go on the browse or for you, it had that message on there.
It was just like, we blacked out today.
Just know for the culture, hey, these people have set the culture of our music, and we're gonna all listen as one. They said listen as one today. So I guess they had a playlist for everybody just to listen to.
Okay. So the whole blackout thing. So I put the black thing on the Best Friend Weekend page. I didn't put it on my personal page. Because I'm kind of like, this is how I always feel about that stuff. Like, who started this? And it becomes like this whole idea of how black people, it's the Malcolm Jenkins, Colin Kaepernick conversation all over again. Like, who started this? What is right? What is not? Like, they was like, don't post on your social media. And then I saw a bunch of people like, look, bro, I got a black business. Why am I not posting on my social media today? Why am I stopping my loot today for some, because we blacking out? That don't make sense. And like, I thought about it yesterday. Like, we put up a Best Friend Weekend YouTube, Woke Part 3, stupid dope interview. And I'm like, I had went through and edited and did everything. And I'm supposed to sit on it for 24 hours because I'm not supposed to put out content that talks about the way that black people are being treated in America.
What's going on right now in the country?
Somebody said blackout, like that I don't even know about. That bothered me. Though.
I want to address this because I read some more of those rules. So the blackout wasn't necessarily for us. The blackout was for, and I'm not gonna go straight to white allies, but it was for people that if you are a person that doesn't normally post about black issues, and you only post about what you ate last night, or if you post about the workout that you did, or if you post about all of that stuff. You post about like the thing, your hobbies and whatnot. You were supposed to take the day off yesterday, and you were supposed to let black voices be heard. So we have a black voice. You post a woke video. You posted a video with Officer
IGTV.
Friendly. Those things still apply. The things that don't apply are the things that aren't black voices.
Okay. So that's the thing. So this goes back to my bigger point. Who is the person who's telling us this? Who's the like? And I say this all the time. Like, people think I'm stupid when I said this. And this was a family conversation. I was in a group text with like my cousins, my first cousins, who are like my brothers and sisters. And we have a text group between us where we talk about issues and we talk about everything that goes on in America. So it becomes a thing, right? And the message was, somebody started off with blackout yesterday, and it was like, let me see, I'll tell you exactly what they said. They just said that, you can't see whatever, but it's blackout day. It's to not use music platforms today, a boycott. The black post is simply a solidarity post with hashtags so that the search feeds aren't closed with useless info when searching things related to the protest, meaning blackout instead of Black Lives Matter. So I got that. But I was like, I started saying my thing about my YouTube clicks. And I said, listen, I need a black leader to send us the rules via text, like Obama, Charlemagne, Beyonce, Kaepernick, LeBron, Oprah, Killer Mike. Whoever is the leader needs to come up with the protest, needs a mailing list. I mean, like, you're telling me don't promote my brand instead of amplifying voices of the black community? But my voice is a voice of the black community. I'm befuddled. And and we started going back and forth about it. And it was like, the whole idea was, honestly, who started Blackout Tuesday? I don't want to just follow without questioning. This is my text verbatim. And I'm like, I was serious when I mentioned black leaders. If Obama came out and said, let's black out, I'm with it. If C.A.P or Brian or somebody with a platform that I follow said the same thing, I just need to see where it's coming from. And that means I'm part of the problem in continuing division by not hopping in with both feet. I hate that I'm that way. And like, that's just how I feel. Like, I would love to have like a unified black Twitter account. Something. I know we...
Like something. A Facebook page.
Something we use.
Yeah, I think the only person who can really come out and get both sides, because, it's corporate black people, it's all hood, is Killer Mike, bro. I think
you went to Killer Mike.
And Killer Mike, one of the people who can do it, because
you said the only person.
One of the only people.
I'm gonna let you speak. I'm talking.
One of the only people who I think he can do it, because I think he the only person. One of the only people who can actually get it, like both sides are really respect at the end of the day. You know what I mean? He gonna get the people out the hood and out here on the corner doing that, and he can make sense and people who gonna push back like some of my counterparts in the room. And he can help them understand and get them on board as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's not a dumb brother. He's very intelligent, and he's been in that fight and running through that fight for a while.
I think that Killer Mike is a very decent example, but I think the hierarchy is LeBron, Obama, and Kaepernick. But and if we want to put women in it, it's Oprah. But Oprah's kind of lost cachet over the years. Yeah,
Obama don't want that though.
Okay, so let's just say Obama don't want it. Let me go to my biggest point that I've been wanting to say all day.
Say it then.
If there was any time where Colin Kaepernick needed to pull his head out of the sand and be the black leader, it's right now. Colin Kaepernick had a week to be like, you know what? I shut up for 4 years about this. Mm-hmm. But this is what I was talking about. Yeah. And we going to black out on Tuesday in a Nike ad or whatever. Yeah. We all gonna do it. Because Kaepernick, we look at you and you personify the protest, the boycott. If Kaepernick would have came out this week with, like, literally came out with an idea,
I think
we would have done it as black people, dog.
To simplify it is that he walked it like he talked it, dog. He kneeled, he got proctor lead, and they said, we're going to put you out. He got blackballed. He stuck with it.
I'm still disappointed. I wanted him to come back out.
But he never wavered.
Maybe he just don't have the voice for it.
He don't want it. That's what I'm saying. Everybody ain't built for that.
I know.
Everybody. I don't think LeBron built for it. Because LeBron, like, it's not... he's intelligent enough to be able to get people around him to make it happen.
That's my point. Somebody around LeBron can tell LeBron, post this, and we gonna do it.
I agree. But
and black people, white people, corporate people, niggas in the hood, don't listen to LeBron James.
I agree with that.
But let me pose this question. So I very much so agree with the fact that Colin Kaepernick can be the voice. I agree with that. I somewhat disagree with LeBron because I think LeBron's still wildly relevant, and I think it's like a little and he'd have to go off on a limb to like hurt another business. I'm not saying that I don't think that I would love it if he would do it. I would love it if he did it, but I just don't expect LeBron to do it. I don't feel the same way about Colin Kaepernick. I feel like I would have expected Colin Kaepernick to step up. I agree with you on that.
I don't think Colin Kaepernick wanted it like that. He don't want it like that. Like he still want to play football.
But he wanted it like that at one point in time.
I think he jumped off in that water and he realized he got to stay in there and swim.
What more does he have to lose?
That's my point.
I'm saying LeBron's got a lot to lose.
He has everything to gain. I think that maybe he's scared of the responsibility of being that guy. Yes, but he put himself in a position where he can be that guy. Yes, but I wish I had that platform of like Colin Kaepernick.
For that though. Everybody not built for that.
If Killer Mike was the quarterback of the 49ers, Killer Mike I think could have stepped up. Like I think then Killer Mike could have been the guy.
Yeah, I think they got enough. Like Los, the part that I think you're missing is I think they got a lot of people who like, our target audience, people who work in these cubicles, 9 to 5, black people who kind of getting it, who may not even know who Killer Mike is. Yeah, like I think
that was my point.
But he still can speak to him though.
I know he can, but this is my point. This was my point from the beginning. Killer Mike can speak to them. But my point is, I want this to come from somebody I already follow. I already am. Right. Like, I don't follow Killer Mike on social media.
Oh, I do.
Like, but we both follow LeBron.
Yes.
And I don't follow Obama per se, but if Obama says some stuff, it would be all over everything.
Yeah. I don't follow Colin Kaepernick either, though.
I don't follow Kaepernick either. But if Kaepernick says something, we'd all know.
Oh, you're right.
Like, everybody be like,
I'm still sticking to Killer Mike, dog. And I court talk all this knows who Killer Mike is.
I mean... But you heard Just Devon said this on the woke thing. He was like, I'm tired of us turning to rappers and athletes as our people that we go to in times like this. I remember that. We should listen to Van Jones. We should listen to Don Lemon. And we should listen to somebody. Don Lemon would have came out with some shit, we'd all did it. But I know he's not in a position where he can do it.
I was just about to say,
let me stop.
Have to relax.
Don Lemon can't do that.
You got to relax.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you in that position, Don Lemon, even though you like to be in positions. The views expressed by Aldo NICE
do
not reflect the views
of the Best Friend Weekend podcast. I mean, by no means. Jesus Christ.
Humor is part of this podcast. Stop it. Yeah. Let me ask you some other questions. Let's dig deeper. So what about the bad actors spreading this social media unrest? And this is what I'm going to say about this. First thing I thought last week was the CNN attack. When in Atlanta they was throwing bricks through CNN. Mm-hmm. The first thing I thought was, man, if black people wanted to go at a news agency,
gotta be Fox.
Why would it be CNN? Why wouldn't it be the Fox News people or Breitbart headquarters or whatever it is? And I say that to say this. I feel like I watched this documentary and I meant to look it up before I got on here. Man, I really wish I had doubled down and went to look it up. It was on, I think, Showtime or HBO. And it was about like this guy who's a liberal. And he went and made this fake page of a conservative, like around the 2018 midterm elections. And he actually got somebody to be elected because he went and pretended like he was a conservative and started talking noise about like the main candidate and being like, oh, he's not religious. He's not for Jesus. He's not for Jesus. And he was posing as part of the conservatives. And all the conservatives who were on like the Jesus movement didn't vote for him. And he ended up getting out of there. My whole point is it's so easy for someone to hop on social media and push people in a certain direction with finsters and fake profiles and everything else like that. I sincerely feel like someone got in there and was like, hey, black people, and made an account called Jerome Muhammad and was like, hey, black people, let's go to CNN.
That's the truth.
Let's go. And it was a black face and everything. And he was like, let's go to CNN and throw bricks through it. And black people got together and was like, oh, yeah, we turn it up in front of... Or he just was like, let's go to CNN. That's what we protesting at. And then he got his people to go out there and put bricks and stuff in front of it. He just lit the fire and let young people who just kind of listen to everything go do what they do.
I don't even think it was that complicated. I think they had bricks out there and boys out there already tearing stuff up. And he's like, oh, look, bricks. That building right there. Throw.
But CNN, and it felt so convenient.
Yes. I'm saying they had bricks right there at the corner. And they had... I think how it works is somebody... This crowd starts it. And then they keep... like everybody pile on. I don't know if it was even that complicated like you were saying.
I think it's so easy for you to have that conversation, and like you actually kind of opening up my thought right now. And you even mentioned in our last topic about who started this whole movement. Well, like, and I looked it up and I saw that it was two black music industry people, but I don't know if they like had that exact idea. But what if somebody said, hey, let's do a blackout so that in 10 years, whenever we kind of like not really on this anymore, like all of that stuff is black. Like it's not, we can't see all of it like the George Floyd.
You're right.
Like, you know, people was posting a picture of Derek Chauvin's knee on George Floyd. And we can't see that no more because it's just straight black in 2020 at that time.
Yeah.
And they know those bricks that just get placed around the city. What if that's just some, you know, for lack of a better word, white person that's just throwing bricks in the city for instigation purposes? Like there's a whole bunch of, this could be folk.
It's real that Russian hackers actually did that before the election. Russian hackers was making, like, I saw yesterday on CNN that there was like this whole Antifa, like the whole like supposed to be far left-wing militant group that Fox News posts about and Trump posts about all the time. Antifa is like supposed to be whatever. Like government agencies was like, that's not a real thing. Like they might be some people with that, but they're not organized. It's not like this people who actually do stuff. But it was a right-wing group who made a post that was like, Antifa is out in, and we about to dominate and do whatever. Mm-hmm. But it was a right-wing group who was pretending to be a far left-wing group who posted some shit that Donald Trump Jr. reposted that like millions of people was like, oh yeah, they out here trying to do harm, when it's like it's like us going on there and be like, oh man, Best Friend Weekend is whack. Y'all like and making fake pages. Y'all Best Friend Weekend, blah blah blah. And just like up in our cause by talking shit. You know what I mean?
It all boiled down to everybody's got a plan but us. That's what it all boiled down to in my mind. All that can be said, whoop de whoop, whatever. But at the end of the day, everybody in America got a plan but black people. That's all it is to me. Everybody got a plan but us. We still don't have a plan. All this marching, We want equality. We want this. We want that. But we don't have a plan.
It's such a fucking problem, right?
But we don't have a plan to get there.
And my first thought to that is we don't have a leader.
Yeah.
And then the thing is like, do we need a leader? Yeah. And then the next thing is, if we had a leader, you know how niggas gonna nig? They're gonna be like, oh, why that nigga and not me?
Yeah. But I think the first plan for me is self accountability.
Like Jesse Jackson asked when he was talking shit about Obama.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The first thing is self accountability, man. You got to make yourself accountable to what are you doing to make this better every day. You know what I mean? What work are you putting in? What are you doing? You know what I mean? Whether it's on your job or at home, throughout the day, random people you meet, whatever. What are you doing? Self accountability has to be number one on that priority list. Now after that, I ain't got nothing for you. Shit, I don't know, but self accountability has to be one.
I mean, if I'm going deep into my conspiracy theories, let me just throw this out there since I'm here.
Let's ride, man.
Since I'm here.
Put my seatbelt on.
Are people sending messages like, go out and protest, go out and protest, go out and protest because they know that COVID-19 is out here and they think that since it's killing black people disproportionately, they want us to go gather in large groups so we can get COVID-19 and kill our parents and kill our relatives and all the rest of that shit? We want to go because we want to be a part of history.
Yes.
And we feel like you need to stand up and be counted.
Yes.
But the other half of me in my head is like, damn, are they really pushing this hard because they want us out there? I don't know.
It's funny you say that because before we went out there, that was on our head, on my head especially big. You know what I mean? Like, dang, I'm finna go out here. I know it's gonna be, because the projections were 20,000 people.
And then it being 60,000.
And then, but remember when we walked over the hill and I said, man, let's go on the hill so we can see.
Yeah.
And we got to the top of the hill. He's like, ooh, we both were just standing there looking.
Yeah.
Like, dog.
I'm not going mixing that.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And you know, you talking to two extremely black men. You know what I mean? Like, through and through. But
what if you take...
Go ahead.
What if you take your conspiracy theory just even further? You know, I mean, you could go even further to say, like, this is all a hoax. Like, 2020 itself is a hoax. Like, this could be planned. When you talk about having a plan, this could be planned. It could be planned for there to be a pandemic. Okay, so now we got the pandemic. And then we gotta get people out there to get it, right? Like, I mean, this could be all in the plan. So what we gonna do to make it happen? Well, let's kill a black person. You know they don't like that shit. And matter of fact, like to amplify it even more, let's make a cop do it.
Let's record that shit.
And then let's record it. Let's
and then they're gonna break shit
at 12 noon, high noon.
Then we're gonna break. Then they're gonna break shit. So then we could send out the National Guard and the Army at them, and then we could be martial law. And then Trump can get reelected because he's the law and order. Yeah, okay,
that's a reach.
Maybe. That's a lot.
I know
that's a reach.
I know, but I know.
That's a reach.
But I hear what he's saying. I hear what he's saying.
I'm just piggybacking.
I think it's crazy that the same people who wanted everybody to get back to work and open everything so I can go to my beauty salon and whatever else are the same ones complaining in Houston about the mayor allowing a protest.
Yeah,
like how you allow a protest? You can't allow a protest. People protest what they want.
No, that was a smart thing to do because the last thing you want is 6,000 people come out there and you got to have the police or whatever to stop them. Let's
talk about it. You was there yesterday. How did you feel about the rally in Houston, downtown Houston? What were your thoughts on it?
I thought I was proud. I ain't gonna lie. I was proud to be out there. You know, even through my reservations I had. It was a mixture of emotions, man. I went through being proud at one point, to having goosebumps and really like thinking about what's going on in the world, to like, hey, why are you here? You know what I mean? Like people running through, you know, F12 trying to antagonize the police and doing those type of things. And then, you know, certain people, I saw people tagging on the walls and, you know, it was just certain things, you know, that I was like, this ain't what we came here for, you know, and it showed me a wide range of people who were out there protesting. And I thought some of them, I think when I say wide range, I'm not even talking about race. I'm talking about people out there for IG pics and photo ops. I'm talking about people out there just with the shits. You know, one of F12. Like me and Al literally sit there and watch a dude turn his Black Lives poster over and then write "fuck 12" on the sidewalk. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I saw people just out there just to walk around and smoke weed. Didn't really have nothing to do, just out there blowing dope, chilling, listening to music. I saw people out there just trying to lead a chant with somebody videotaping, so they said they led the chant. And then as soon as they got through, nobody said nothing. They showed them and see how they looked. And they're like, nah, erase it. They did it again. So I had a wide range of emotions out there, man. You know, and also I was scared of Corona.
I mean, for me, I listened to a lot of things. You said the fuck 12 thing. I thought that was interesting because what I tapped you on the shoulder and was like, what if you went to work and people was just walking in your face talking about fuck teachers?
Yeah.
Fuck teachers.
Yeah.
Like, the cops got to feel a way that somebody just like fuck 12 all the time in your face. That has to be a thing. But I feel like certain people went out there, been watching TV, and went out there with the idea that I want to antagonize the police. I want to start some shit.
Yeah.
I feel like the overwhelming majority of people, I saw kids, I saw families, was out there because it was a moment. It was like, this is a moment in history, and I feel like that shit is wrong.
Yeah.
And this is our opportunity to speak out about it being wrong and to let our voice be heard. A lot more young people than older people, but it was a lot of people out there, and it was just like, it was inspiring to me to see that everyone was out there kind of with the same idea that the police need to do better, that black people need to be treated better. And that was kind of the prevailing idea. So I was behind it 100%.
I'm definitely for it. I just had a wide range of emotions while I was out
and
there.
I was scared of that Rona, but I had that mask on the whole time. Raj, I noticed you said that they had a lot of things in Denver, but you said you wasn't going to mess with them because it's just different shit going on out there, man. What's the Denver climate looking like?
Oh, they're protesting in Denver. It's been pretty mild. Like, I mean, you know, I don't know if y'all saw. I don't know if they're doing that in other cities, but I think I heard that they are, where they lying on the ground and for 9 minutes and screaming, "I can't breathe." So like that was something that kind of went viral in Denver. I don't know if we were the first city to do it, but that was pretty big. They're protesting every day. We have curfews. I don't know if y'all get this on y'all's phone out there in Houston, but I get like an Amber Alert. I don't even know what to call, like a curfew alert on my iPhone every day.
No,
telling
I
me
don't.
that I need to be in the house
because we don't have a curfew.
We out here.
They
out here.
So we actually do have a curfew here in Denver County. I'm not in Denver County, but in Denver County there's a curfew, like, and so I'm close enough to Denver County where it's like, hey, don't get caught in Denver County after 8:00. Last night it was 9:00. And a lot of, I think a big reason for that is because you think about looting, and if you could loot that dope, you know, like you could really like bust down some dispensaries out here, and like that's government dollars. Like that's big dollars. So I think
it's not government dollars.
From that.
That's not government dollars.
Oh my God! Do you know the taxation on when you buy marijuana out here?
That's state.
Okay, state government.
It's illegal. Okay, state government.
Okay.
Gotcha. I thought you was talking federal government. You damn sure. You right.
No, yeah. So that's all. It's been pretty, not, you know, and I'm not praising this, but it's been pretty well controlled. It's been, you know, not a lot of nothing crazy happening, and I haven't.
That's something to praise, though.
Really it is. It is. I mean, so it's a lot of things going on, and one of the things that's hitting close to home, obviously, close to home today. I'm happy we recorded today and not yesterday, so that we were able to get this story up under the time period, man. We Saints fans. Man.
Not surprised though.
Man.
Not surprised.
I'm surprised. Come on, Los.
I'm actually
surprised.
Like, okay, let's get to it right here. When asked what he would say as a leader if people kneeled when the season started again, Drew Brees said,
"Well, I will never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag of the United States of America or our country. Let me just tell you what I see or what I feel when the national anthem is played and when I look at the flag of the United States. I envision my two grandfathers who fought for this country during World War II, one in the Army and one in the Marine Corps, both risking their lives to protect our country and to try to make our country and this world a better place. So every time I stand with my hand over my heart, looking at that flag and singing the national anthem, that's what I think about. And in many cases, it brings me to tears, thinking about all that has been sacrificed, not just those in the military, but for that matter, those throughout the civil rights movements of the 60s, and everyone and all that has been endured by so many people up until this point. And is everything right with our country right now? No, it's not. We still have a long way to go. But I think what you do by standing there and showing respect to the flag with your hand over your heart is it shows unity. It shows that we are all in this together. We can all do better. and that we are all part of the solution.
So the first line is what really got the traction. I'll never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag of the United States. And he came out with that this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on record, man. Go listen to the podcast, man. I'm on record. I saying that Teddy Bridgewater should be the quarterback of the Saints this upcoming season, and we should have got rid of Drew Brees. I'm on record saying that. Because I felt like partly Teddy Bridgewater riding that bike back and forth from the Superdome and everything else, he had integrated himself into the city. He was a part of the fabric of New Orleans. He's 26, 25, 27 years old, something in that area. And he was going to be a pivotal part of New Orleans, a leader for the next 10 to 15 years.
Now you go.
Now we got
I was wrong
Drew
with that
Brees,
one.
man. Now we got Drew Brees.
Well, hold on. This
I'm
ain't
just
about
saying,
his
no?
play now. This about him as a person.
I know, but the Teddy thing was about him as a person.
Okay, all right then. Well, let that be known.
I'm just saying, like, and I'm gonna go on this. I'm gonna say this on record. It's tough. It's tough. And it'd be a terrible way to go.
Let me go ahead.
But I think Drew Brees should retire, dog.
Right now.
I said it. I said what I said.
Yeah.
I said what I said.
Let me just tell y'all something. I played on football teams all my life since I was 5, right? Up until I was 21.
What position did you play?
Quarterback.
You was nice?
I was straight.
You was that dude?
I was decent. Yeah, on the team.
C.A.P.
I was nice. But the thing about football teams is this, right? It's like it's a little different than basketball teams. You got and I guess they have 55 people on the roster in the NFL, so you got a little more than that, maybe college. I forgot. But the thing about it, everybody hangs with, like, once you leave that locker room, you don't see, whoever the wide receiver, you don't hang with those people. I never kicked the kicker, and a couple of people had their own little clique.
Shout out Graham Stuff.
They hung with, you know what I'm saying? Well, he was white. I went to all black school. I'm just talking about in college, right? I went to all black school. So we had white kickers and a white backup quarterback. So they hung together. They, so doing on the field, you're playing, whatever, ooh, good job. Then once you get dressed, in the meeting rooms, they sit together. When we eat lunch or dinner, breakfast, they sit together. On the bus, they sit together. And when we room, they room together. So the NFL, I'm sure, is just like that. When the football team, it's different cliques amongst. So you got the wild dudes. You got the dudes who just always working out and trying to get better every day. That's all they do. They don't go to no parties. They don't drink. They don't smoke. That's all they do. It's a whole bunch of different people. Now on game day, everybody coming together. So I always kind of felt like, okay, listen, Drew Brees know who his people are, but he not that close to them. Like, he not that close to any black person. I think that understand. Or even give a fuck.
But I agree with that in this aspect. That Drew Brees is 41 years old. Yeah. And most of the players on his team is 23, 24, 25-year-old black dudes listening to fucking thinking that Tekashi 6ix9ine is the GOAT while he's sitting over here like listening to Kenny Chesney. Yeah. I understand that it's different. It's different.
He lives in his own bubble.
Raj, I'm going to double back on this. I thought about this. It would suck for Drew Brees' legacy if he retired today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
So he can't do it. But I just don't see nothing good coming out of this.
He can't fix it.
I don't see anything good coming out of this for the Saints.
He can't fix it.
Let me tell you how I feel. I think I got a few, like, I guess, schools of thought. So I've never met Drew Brees, but Drew Brees almost bumped into me one time when I was in the friends and family section after a Saints game.
That was that little dude from Lafayette who owned that gym who looked like Drew Brees. Stop it.
It was actually Drew Brees. It was Drew Brees. So that's funny. But it was Drew Brees, and what I got from Drew Brees' presence was much like Los said. It was like there's the team, and then there's like Zach Strief and Jonathan Stinchcomb, and then there's Drew Brees. You know what I'm saying? Like, Drew Brees was with them boys. Like, but
David
like,
Thomas was his boy.
Yeah. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, Drew Brees wasn't hanging with Cam Jordan. Like, Drew Brees
Mark
wasn't
Ingram.
kicking it with
I know.
Mark Ingram or the Archer. What's the Archer's name? He wasn't hanging with him. He wasn't hanging with his receivers and the skill
Brandon
position
Cooks.
players. Brandon Cooks. He wasn't with them. He wasn't with Tyron. You know, like, he was with them boys with a leather blazer on, like with some boots.
Hey, can I just throw this out there? He wasn't with Sean Payton either.
No, Sean Payton was at the table with us. I'm not.
Go ahead.
But So I feel Los, from that. Just
I'm not saying he's right though.
Standpoint.
Just then you get in context. Go ahead.
That's how I feel. But I also heard recently that the Saints were planning on having a meeting in the house to fix this. And to me, that is the only thing that could happen because boys came for his head. Malcolm Jenkins came for his dome.
Yeah, Mike Thomas too. Both of them came for his face.
Dome.
Mike Thomas was reposting all kind of shit. Mike Thomas said he don't know no better. And he said, we don't care if you agree or disagree, whoever else about that. Yeah. But that Malcolm Jenkins shit was like next level. He said sometimes you need to shut the fuck up.
Hey, that boy
was crying.
About he dropped some tears on that.
Yeah, he was crying. Like he was like, Drew, I can't let this one slide. Like that's some real shit.
And you guys supposed to be on the same team. Like I get it. Like DeMario Davis can't allow that. Like Cam Jordan can't allow that. Like Drew Brees.
That's why I think we're gonna be all right.
Yeah, because I think we got strong black young middle-aged, 28 to 30-year-old leadership.
And Drew Brees not who Drew Brees was 5 years ago.
Put it like this. Let's put the elephant, put the monkey on the table. The elephant that's in the room. Drew Brees already done signed a deal with NBC. Mm-hmm. Drew Brees always been straddling that fence of, no, we need to stand up. He was saying that shit when Kaepernick was happening. That we all need to stand for them. Like, we all know that. And we was sitting there like, damn, I guess our quarterback ain't with the shits. But, oh, look, Mark Ingram and all of them sitting down. They with the shits. So, at least our team with the shits. Banjo them sitting down. Okay, they with the shits. But we always kind of knew Drew Brees was on that good old boy network. Now he trying to ease out of the league, do his NFL. Boy was on 5 months ago. National championship game. He was in the stands with Trump.
Yeah.
Photo ops with Trump.
Yeah. Not surprised.
Drew Brees is already pivoting to that next. We said Drew Brees might be the mayor of New Orleans or the governor of Louisiana. I believe that because people will vote for him. But do you think he's going to have our best interest? Yeah, no. I mean, I don't think he's going to try to intentionally do no harm.
Nah, we don't know that. Listen, I'll tell you one thing about white people, man. You never know. And they show you who they are at one point in time.
I think Drew Brees showed us who he is.
And he showed exactly who he is.
And I know it's innocuous. It was an innocuous statement. He didn't think it was going to be what he was. He thought he was saying it the right way. Yeah. But shut the fuck up.
Just shut up.
You making me look bad as a Saints fan.
I'm hurt. Because I knew.
How many? Jared Thomas. I said his whole name this time.
Thomas.
The fucking already then added me.
He won. He finally won.
Thomas.
What y'all gonna do with y'all boy?
Shut up.
Yeah.
Man.
Damn.
That's what we gonna do.
That boy finally made the podcast.
Thomas.
Do the Drew Brees.
Did you see what they did to him on Madden?
Whoa.
No. But they actually dropped his awareness down. That was actually they dropped his awareness down on Madden.
Hey, so cue up that music for Uncle Smooth.
Yeah, so open up the doors for Uncle Smooth Cab.
Open up the cabin door.
Open up the cabin door, man.
Get away from my card, nigga. What are you looking at?
Uncle Smooth's cabin.
Chicken and giblets are over there.
Or else you'll just become another log in Uncle Smooth's cabin. So, in light of Drew Brees' obvious lack of misunderstanding why the black community was in protest, I want to say that I do truly believe that it is possible to change your stance, or as many would say, wake up. In Drew Brees' case, I think it's a little too late. This topic hits home for me because if you listen to earlier podcasts, you'd hear that I too didn't understand the movement. And much like Drew Brees, I looked at kneeling as a sign of disrespect to your country, and even more so to your relatives who may have risked or even given their lives fighting for this country. Call me late to the party, but George Floyd's murder hurt me enough to fully commit myself to the enough is enough mindset, hashtag. Throughout the last few weeks, I've seen so many of my black friends tell stories of run-ins with the police, and I now consider myself lucky. I mean that, lucky, that my experience hasn't been the same. I think back to Best Friend Weekend DC, and think how different our weekend could have been if Derek Chauvin had been dispatched to our scene. I'll just let you think on that. But all the scenarios end bad for the Best Friend Weekend brotherhood. As I've stated before on the podcast, I have no disdain for the police in general, nor will I make a blanket statement that some may take the wrong way. But what I will say is, fuck those police and anyone who supports them.
Ooh, close that door.
Woke Raj.
Close that motherfucker.
Woke Raj. Where you
Roger
at?
X.
Welcome to the fucking picnic.
Roger X. I see you all.
And I don't know if we done talking about Drew Brees, but y'all talked about the picnic or the cookout. And
Now I'm about to talk about Sean
necessarily-
Payton in with that, you know. But
I just want to touch on the fact that, man, you know, I think the cookout is way deeper than this.
Yeah.
I think it's time to start having those serious conversations about reparations. Like I think there's so many things that like this opened up for me. Like the fact that you just like the fact that Derek Chauvin killed a black person, killed George Floyd, and like did it with no remorse. Like not even humbly. Like if you're gonna be on top of the world and you're gonna be white and you know like you're gonna have your silver spoon, then at least be humble about it. You know what I'm saying? But whenever you rub it in our face like that just makes me mad.
hey, I have nothing to add, man. Listen, man.
I see you, bro.
I see you. And a person who even knows more about the Saints than us, Moose Harris has been the Saints hydration engineer for minicamp, and he slanged that beer in the dome for the last 20 years. So let's hear a little commercial from one of our most recent sponsors, the Urban Flowsaurus. Now's as good a time as any to check out the good folks at Urban Flowsaurus. The big homie Moose Daniels has been supplying a steady stream of independent, underground, and exclusive R&B, hip-hop, and beyond across your airwaves. Pretty much any day of the week, you can catch Mr. Hydrate or Intoxicate on Facebook Live under Urban Flowsaurus, spinning something extra soulful or jazzy that'll either take you back to a certain time in your life or make you wonder why you never heard that track before. Go to his Linktree at Linktree/Urban Flowsaurus to find the links for the radio shows, podcasts, and live performances from Moose Harris, and be sure to follow him at Moose_Harris on Instagram and Twitter. Man, listen. There's so many ways to consume music these days, and Urban Flowsaurus produces content in every which way imaginable. So check them out. Moose Harris of Urban Flowsaurus, a different voice with a show like you've never heard before.
Hey,
Whoa,
beer!
sucks.
If you're looking for a beer, just call for Moose. Moose. Beer in your hand, throw 'em your 10, 3 for the tip.
What up? Moose Daniels,
Shout
I hear
out,
you.
Moose.
Hey, let's talk about Sean Payton a little bit, because he came out and said, he posted a picture of George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery, and he said, we're murdered, not killed on video. How many have we not seen? ? 22 weeks from today for change. He's talking about getting Trump ass out the office and the wrongs that are done to black people. Listen, you talk about Drew Brees, my only response is I rock with my coach, because players are fleeting. Drew Brees will be gone in the next year or two. Sean Payton is doing the right thing. Yeah. Because Alvin Kamara went on there and said, that's my dude. Mike Thomas reposted that and said, I'm riding with you till the wheels fall off, coach. Like, the Saints are going to be all right.
Yeah, we're going to be all right.
The issue is Drew Brees starting that shit. They got so many people in Louisiana, them old redneck David Duke voters, who going to be like, yeah, Drew Brees.
Yeah.
About time.
But you just like last podcast, we said our daily lives is around black folk.
Yeah.
His daily lives around those type of people, man. Same thing, you know. Just because we do, they do the same thing. That man ain't interacting with no black people right now. Especially the ones who
he been insulated with white people for the last 2 months.
But if he is,
that's crazy.
But if he is insulated anywhere around black people right now, it's either a fan, someone that's in passing, or somebody who has his same belief.
Man. At least Tom
But
Brady
you know what's
out there
crazy
working
about
with
that? You
receivers.
talk about insulating. You can't really insulate yourself just like you talked about our white allies. Like I'm sure I got a bunch of white allies that have been quote unquote insulated, but there's mediums to reach out and check on your black friend.
Absolutely.
Like, you could have reached out to Mike Thomas and say and see how he was doing and like get a bead on maybe some shit you should have said or should not have said.
You can't
like,
say that shit.
But Roger,
like,
Roger, you gotta understand.
If
Roger,
you
gotta
known
understand
how
from
mad we was, you wouldn't have said that. You would have said that to protect your image.
You gotta understand from his mindset,
right? He could have just. But Malcolm Jenkins is right. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, don't say nothing. No comment.
Yeah. Just don't say nothing. Just post your blackout picture and move on.
Or just you ain't gotta do all that. Just be like, hey, it's unfortunate what happened to George Floyd. I understand that's tragic. That's it.
But you see how Twitter works? I went to their Twitter pages today. Everybody under Drew Brees' post, what he posted that saying, man, you should do that. Man, you should do something better. Man, you're a racist. Man, you should retire. Blah, 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 blah. And everybody under Sean Payton's post is like, You a sellout, man. MAGA, nigga.
Yeah.
Trump gonna get reelected.
Yeah.
The internet, man, and comments, all it be about is hate.
Yeah, you can't.
Nobody be co-signing. Everybody be hating.
The
man.
internet is the only place where you follow somebody you don't fuck with. People follow. The internet is the only place people follow people they don't fuck with. Only place.
Big facts. I'm gonna tell you one other thing about the Saints. Since I do have to defend my team a bit in the chocolate city that we love in our state of Louisiana.
Negro.
Gail Benson came out, the owner. And she just started a Saint. She got Demario Davis, J.J. Redick, Lonzo Ball, and they all comprising the Social Justice Leadership Coalition that aims to advocate for issues of change when and where we are able to in the Black and brown communities. So the Saints as an organization, coach, owner, all the rest of that GM, we doing the right things.
Yeah.
Drew Brees is the face of the franchise, and he fucking it up. Yeah. That's all.
I don't even know if he's the face of the franchise like that no more.
Is it Mike Thomas now? He is.
He's the Mike.
But no. But in the black community, a bunch of people was like, "It's Mike Thomas from today."
Yeah,
I saw that post.
Yeah, from today. But it was Cam Jordan before that.
But I think the statement that you just made, Aldo, was that Drew Brees was the face of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he was. It's not that we can't talk about
until
today.
he retires.
You
saying until he retires, then
no, I'm actually saying until today. Like I'm saying until all of this happens because he got a lot of backlash, or until he fixes his image, if possible. But I think the statement that you made about Gail Benson being the owner and then our GM and all of the front office, when you the time period that you put that statement, Drew Brees was the face of the franchise.
Oh yeah. He came out and was like, "Look at me, I'm the Saints leader, and this is what I say." And I feel like in the last 10 hours, nah, bro,
it's over with.
Nah, bro, that was the, if nothing else, that ended the Drew Brees being the person that everybody unequivocally Saints fans could forget about that bullshit and still be like, Drew. I ain't even talk to my pops. I would love. Listen, if I get some time, I'm gonna try to clip that shit in here. If I can get some time, I'm gonna try to clip a statement in from my pops.
You gotta put some little subtitles on it.
Come on, man! Don't come on my pops like that. And Raj, I'm curious to see what your pops would say too, because they avid Saints fans, just to hear how Drew Brees was so cavalier and not understanding about.
That's his world, man. That's that man world, dog. That ain't like you don't know why y'all. It's
so if you had a choice right now, Jameis Winston or Drew Brees, who should play?
Shit. We talking about
now cue up that music for Nothin NICE to say.
Damn it!
You know they say if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
Nothing nice to say with Aldo NICE.
Ain't nothing nice. You hear me?
So listen, most everybody has friends. If we lucky, we got a lot of friends. If we really lucky, we have very good friends that we look at like family. Like people say, the dope thing about friends is that you can choose your friends. You can't choose your family. So everyone that's in my friend circle, I appreciate you sticking it out with me and try my best to be there for each and every one of you. I run a podcast, and that podcast is called Best Friend Weekend. It's no surprise that my friends are a big part of my world. Like I said on the Barbershop Talk episode with Bryce Hippolyte of Clips Impressive Cuts, I always aspired to be the type of man that my father is. A man amongst men. A man of the people. One of the biggest voices in the room, and a voice that can that the circle chooses to follow because I point boys in the right direction. A lot of times that responsibility is easy because my people is easy. You know, y'all make it easy. But sometimes that responsibility is tough. It's actually a responsibility. But I can't pride myself on being a leader only when it's easy and things are fun to do. I lead when the camera is off and when it's not popular to do so. You see, last week we had some contentious back and forth on the podcast. I listened to that episode 4 times. And shout out to some of our listeners who hit me up and said they listened to it multiple times as well. I listened to it because it's important to me to be fair, but also important to me to reflect on my words. You see, something a lot of you don't realize is that, like, outside of the podcast, we all real friends. And every now and again, we're going to work through some things in real time and have conversations that need to be had. And it happens on air. So it's open for you to consume and to dissect. Think about a time when you had a tough conversation with a friend about a relationship, about how they choosing to raise their child, foolish things they doing with their money, crazy things they post on social media, why they ain't going to the gym or why they shouldn't leave their job. Look, those are tough conversations. I never want to have them. Nobody does. But if you're a real friend, you let your opinion be known, especially if you think it's valuable, even if you think it's tough to hear. I say all of that to say this. Last week, I went in on voting. I went in on protecting whiteness. I went in on the need to worry about us first at this time. I went on these things because I don't think, I know they're important. And I know we have a platform that speaks to people who in turn go speak to other people, and the message eventually reaches people. We say it jokingly sometimes. The views expressed by one of us don't necessarily affect the view of Best Friend Weekend podcast, and we throw that out there because we want to be responsible with our message. At the end of the day, I won't walk back what I said last week, but you shouldn't ever either. Anytime you have something to say important to your friend, you say what you say. And if they real friends, like we are at Best Friend Weekend, they're receiving in the spirit that is given. Because that's what being a friend is all about. So for the first time ever, I'm going to end this segment by saying this. Sometimes you ain't got nothing nice to say about some shit, but it's still important to say it anyway.
So he going to say something nice at the same time. Yeah, man.
And my friend. No, I'm fucking with you. No, I'm fucking with you. Look, he start laughing. Rog X, nigga. Nah, fuck y'all. Nah, fucking with y'all. I'm gonna edit that out. Cause why is Los punching me? Leave me alone, nigga.
What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Jam us on Drew.
I think it's.
I jabbed him right.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give it to you. I think for definitely for this matter and matters of the like, it takes me some time to digest it. I wasn't as mad as you were in the beginning. I think now I'm just as mad as you are.
I think I was carrying it, Raj. I think I was carrying anger about everything that was happening.
Yeah.
And I wanted y'all to feel the same way about that. And the fact that you didn't feel this, like, exactly the way I felt, like, as enraged and whatever. And I felt like you was kind of, like, both sides in it. Like, hey, we should be cool. Like, we should let... I was like, nah, nigga. Like, did you not see this nigga get killed on TV? Like...
Yeah.
And I think I was and I had to tell it to my boss this week. I'm like, dog, like, sometimes it's mental health with black people where, like, I was hurt about that shit. I'm still hurt about it. Yeah. And you know, I just wanted us to all be on the same page.
I think a lot of part of it too, Roger, when you said something that stuck out to me in Uncle Smooth's cabin was you never experienced that. I have. Me and him have. I know I have. I know he has for sure. You know, I've been pulled out the car before by police in 10th grade because my car was too fancy. You know what I mean? And you ain't supposed to have this car. I done been told you can't come in this game on this side of the stadium because you black. You know what I mean? Even my dad was head of athletics. You know, I made a phone call, but he went over and handled it. But still, I was told when they didn't know who I was, I couldn't come over there. You know, I was called a nigga in elementary school by a teacher, kids. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because my parents wanted me to have the best education that we had in my city. You know what I mean? I was at the skating rink been called a nigga by people working there and kids there because I won in the little race and they ain't want to give me my free IC. You know what I mean? And they had to fight my way up out of there.
That always surprised me a little bit, Raj, about, you know, I went to St. Elwood's, which is a Catholic school, but it was still like a multicultural group. And then I went to Catholic High. Like, I went to Catholic High from 4th to 6th grade. And I had so many experiences of white kids calling me shit. Yeah. And being in a situation where I wouldn't win an award or something because some other white kid would win it. And I would be like, damn, like, my grades are better than them. Like, I'm like, my parents would say it. Like, I would hear my parents say it in the house about race. I mean, I've had situations where me, Eric King, Troy, them riding and go to Burger King on a random Friday night in New Iberia, and a cop walking up like, who car is this? And whatever, and it smelled like weed, and get out the car. And like, I've had that happen, and I'm like, damn. And I spoke to my boss today about the story about my mama ended up being the principal at the high school after Miss Rayo retired, and how much bullshit that was, because she got a fucking doctorate, and let's just pick a white boy. just cause, you know, this seems like he'd be a better fit.
Yeah.
Like, shit like that, I've lived it. And I always felt like race relations were, like, these are minor, to us, it's minor. If it happens to a lot of people, it's major. So I was always surprised that you didn't, like, go on to ESA and go on to, and, like, what was the other school you went to? You went to Assembly Christian, and, like, that you never had these type of experiences where it was, like, you was really, yeah.
I just wanna, you know, I'll let you finish, but I never, in my Uncle Smooth's cabin, I never said that you know, I didn't have the same black experience. I just didn't have to run in with the police. No, I've definitely in Los, a lot of the things that you said, a lot of the things that you had to go through, I had to go through as well. You know, I've been where I thought I was cool. I'm going to a party, and it's me and Jay Mitch. You know, I'm with the celebrity of the city, you know, as far as high school goes, and we get told that we had the wrong bonfire, you know. Yeah, I mean, I done had things, and for me, and y'all boys know we had it happen to us in DC. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, I've definitely had a black experience. I just haven't had the same police experience as a lot of my black brothers have had. So that was my only statement. I just haven't had that one, and like I said, I consider myself lucky because I've definitely had police activity. But I've never had my face pushed in the mud or got beat up on the front of the car or anything like that.
I guess for me, even those experiences made me understand when I saw the Trayvon Martin, Eric Gardner's.
Well, if you say Trayvon Martin and Ahmaud Arbery, that wasn't even the police.
That's what I'm saying. Just period. I'm just saying those experiences. Period. Even with the police. Like, those experiences still. Those are white men hunting down black men. Like, you know, that's why I couldn't understand, because that made me enraged, because it sent me back to me and my dad leaving the golf course, and some white boys blocked us in because we weren't supposed to be on a private golf course. You know what I mean? Like, didn't want us on there. And we beat them out of $150. You know what I mean? And
so they blocked y'all in, challenged y'all to a game?
No, they blocked us in.
Shut up, Raj. Shut the fuck up. Malcolm Jenkins said, sometimes you shut the fuck up.
Oh, I'm just wondering, like, that's what it sounded like to me. Hit a hole.
That man was having a whole cathartic moment. I'm looking at his face. He next to me like, me and my father.
Nigga don't know, bitch. We was scared for our life, nigga.
My daddy pulled out a machete on somebody.
No, they pulled out the Big Mac 357 Magnum, like, nigga, get in the back seat. I'm finna shoot these white boys. They ain't one of his exact words, but I'm finna shoot these motherfuckers.
White boy got next to us and called my dad a nigga. I was in a pickup truck. I remember that nigga mashed the gas and pulled the machete from under the seat. Yeah. I was like, you about to machete these niggas?
Part with the machete, boy.
Oh my God.
But I mean, nigga, I done been, boy. That's why I don't understand how you don't. I be enraged by that.
But
shit.
I to turn them boys into garnish, huh?
This nigga here don't want to stop.
You don't stop. I saw USC colors. I used to think they was I used to think they was red and yellow, but they actually gold and garnish. Garnish and gold.
I don't get it, but okay.
Okay, but it was scarlet.
Oh, right. Well, I wasn't talking about I'm talking about the joke.
Oh yeah, I don't know. But anyway, but okay. So all together, bro. Like, it's good that we could disagree without being disagreeable, and it's good that we could come to a consensus on stuff, man. Y'all should see the Rog Smuve post for the last week. He ain't lying. He has been sending us a lot of shit that I'm like, damn, what part of Black Twitter have you been on to find that shit, Rog? I don't even follow that page. Whatever you found that, so I appreciate, like, you actually kind of coming like being more involved in the kind of shit that we frustrated about and whatever, because, you know, like I said, I think that makes our friendship stronger and our bond stronger and everything like that. One time for the one time, if you're in Houston this weekend, Rog Smuve will be out here making an appearance.
You coming to Houston?
He coming to Houston.
For what?
Saturday.
For what? What you mean? Don't get out of my business, man. Come and handle some business.
That man gonna be out here Saturday and Sunday, so if y'all want to see Rog Smuve, this podcast is dropped.
We not going out nowhere, though.
No, you got to come to, like, Lo's house.
Oh, shit.
Y'all can't come to my house. I don't want that Rona about.
I'm about to say, damn sure.
Oh, we went to that march, too, so. We're gonna need that COVID tested soon, huh?
I was thinking about that today.
I actually was.
Go get it.
But I think I got them antibodies from the first time I got that Rona that I think I had it. Listen, they told me the other day, it was like, Al, you was sick for 2 weeks. Like, what makes you think you didn't have that Rona? Like, you was coughing for 2 weeks at the beginning of March. I was like, I was at my house by myself, though. I never left because I was, like, sick. You was sick with that Rona. So I should go get the antibody test.
I definitely thought you had it.
I mean, I might have. I want to go get the antibody test.
Because you was sick that, yeah.
Antibody. Bodies. Antibodies.
Hey.
If you got them antibodies,
hey,
then you buy antibodies.
Make it the best friend weekend.
No, you don't get to do that. Hey, next week, we said, Los told me it was too soon, so I can't talk about the George Floyd flick.
No.
But we had certain words we said we wasn't going to say on the podcast.
No.
That Floyd is going to be the thing.
No.
Hey, listen, until next week.
Shit.
Y'all have a great weekend.
Bow.
Make it the best for a weekend.
Bow.
And we out.
How am I the responsible one this week? Out of all these weeks, I gotta be responsible this week. How was that? That's some bullshit. Why I gotta be responsible?